Untitled to Watch, so we stream these to allow the public to do that. So you'll see that I've started that. The last thing I need to do is just read through our hearing script. This will cover the procedure for the hearing, and then we'll jump right into the actual substance. This is the October 12th, 2022 session of the Zoning Hearing Examiner docket. My name is David Sturkey. I'm the Zoning Hearing Examiner for the City of Cincinnati. I'll preside over this hearing. The case before us today is case number ZHUV220012. The purpose of this hearing is to allow applicants and opposing parties to testify and to offer and refute evidence and testimony. This hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and the supplemental rules of the Zoning Hearing Examiner. Excuse me. All testimony and evidence that an applicant or any opposing party wishes to offer must be presented at this hearing. The hearing will proceed as follows. I'll allow the applicants here, who I'm considering Ms. Rivers and Mr. Summers, to tell me about the project, what exactly the relief is that you're asking for, why you think it's appropriate, and why I should grant that relief. If there were anyone here from the public, I can see that there isn't now.
I have them here with me.
What's that?
I have the president of the community council, and I have Tim Kennedy and Delisha White here with me. Williams.
Okay, great, fantastic. So I'll give them an opportunity to provide any testimony as well. I'll give the zoning plans examiner, Walt Mueller, an opportunity to provide any testimony. And then in the event that any party, doesn't seem like it's going to happen here, but in the event that any party did testify in opposition to this application, you would have an opportunity to respond to that testimony and rebut that testimony, and then make any closing remarks. After all presentations have been made, I'll close the hearing. Decisions may be expected within 2 weeks. I may limit or exclude any testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. I may interrupt any speaker to ask questions or make any comments. In the event of any technical difficulties with the Zoom technology, I'll do my best to troubleshoot those on the fly, but to the extent there's some defect that prevents us from meaningfully going forward with this hearing, I may continue or postpone the hearing at my discretion. Okay, if I could have the names of the two individuals that you said are going to testify here.
Timothy Kennedy, former president of South Cumming Community Council.
Mr. Chan, could you spell your last name for me?
C-A-N-A-D-Y, Kennedy.
Yeah, and you said former president of Cummins.
South Cumming Community Council, yes.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
And was there someone else?
Delisha Williams.
Is that Alicia?
Delisha.
Alicia? All right. All right, welcome. And are you just a resident in South Cumminsville, or are you also with the community council?
No, I'm just a friend and I patronize the bar.
Got it. Welcome. All right. So the last thing I need to do here is just swear in all of our witnesses. The zoning code requires me to do that. So if you intend on providing any testimony here today, you have to be sworn. Rodney, I don't know if you can zoom out or sort of hold the phone back far enough to get everyone within the picture, but I just need everyone to raise their right hand and to answer out loud. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Who's going to be taking the lead here on tell me a little bit more about what this project is?
I'll take it. It's pretty much just the outside area of the bar. I'm just really trying to build a roof over the area just to provide shelter. To make a long story short, I'm just putting a roof over the outside area, like 25 by 35. And that's pretty much it.
Got it. Okay. So can you tell me a little bit more about the existing conditions? Like what does it actually look like now? It's just this patio on the side.
Yeah, it's a patio on the side. It's concrete area out there. It's a concrete area with grass. And I'm not trying to do the whole land. I'm only trying to do the concrete area, which is like 25 by 35 approximately. And that's all I'm trying to just do that area. So it's probably maybe a quarter of what the land really is. I'm trying to put a roof over that part.
Okay.
Just to protect to protect the customers from the weather so they can go outside. And a lot of people don't like to be enclosed these days, no way, because of the virus that's going around. So just to go outside and enjoy the bar scene.
Okay, and let's see, just a point of clarity here real quick. So it looks like this patio has been here for quite a while. This outdoor area, let's call it, has been here for quite a while. Is that right?
Yes,
I got you. And so this is actually just to get the necessary city permits for that area.
yes. I purchased it maybe a year and a half ago with it like this. And that been there for 12 years, but the previous owner owned it for 17 years. So when I purchased it the way you see it. And I'm just trying to add on to it just to make it more comfortable for the customers.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. That makes sense. So some of the things I need to look at here, and I don't think that there's a big, huge issue with the roof. I guess this is just to sort of the city do their due diligence on whether the patio outdoor area in general is appropriate. So could you tell me a little bit more about that? Have there been, typically when you see an outdoor area for a bar, you're concerned about noise or, other issues with, noise and drinking and music for surrounding property owners. It does look like this is in a residential neighborhood. So can you tell me why that shouldn't be a concern for us?
Because it's been here for, as long as it's been here for 12 years before he had it. I mean, while he had it, there hasn't been any complaints. And even as of now, it ain't no complaints. It's a neighborhood bar. Most of the neighbors frequent the bar. And even on different circumstances, when I be having live music, most neighbors sit on their porch and enjoy the music. It's an older, mature crowd. And, like if you can see it, there's no complaints, anything going on with the bar. It's pretty a good neighborhood friendly bar. And everyone get along with each other. Even the people that come outside the neighborhood that frequent the bar, everybody get along with each other. And it's just a thing that people been complaining about as far as them not going outside and enjoying themselves, and they don't, they can get rained on at any given time.
Let's see. What are the hours of the bar, and is that different than the hours that the patio are open?
No, the bar is from 5 to 12 on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and from 5 to 2 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. And we closed on Monday.
Gotcha. And is the patio open until 2 a.m. on Friday and Saturday as well?
Yes.
Same. Okay.
But there's no live entertainment and nothing going on like that at that time. It's just the people, hanging out there, smoking cigarettes and just drinking.
What's the latest? Do you have live music?
Yes, the live music is only on Sundays, only during the summertime, and it's from 6 to 9. And the live music consists of jazz,
R&B.
R&B, blues, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. Let's see. So for the late night hours, I mean, I'm mostly concerned about late night hours with the audio visual equipment. I mean, did you say that the music is turned off at a certain time, even though the patio is open?
Yes, the patio, the live music is only on Sundays from 6 to 9. On during the regular hours, it's two little small speakers outside, and we normally cut those off at like 10, 11 o'clock sometimes. Then people be inside, so people open the door and come inside, and listen to the music.
Got it. Okay. Let's see. Did you by any chance have an opportunity to review Mr. Moeller's staff report to me?
Yes.
In that staff report, he made a recommendation that I approve this application. But he also recommended that I add some conditions to that approval. Did you have a chance to look at those? It should be on the last page of the staff report.
Yes.
So one of the conditions he recommends is that the fence barrier that currently surrounds the outdoor area, that it remain and be maintained. Do you have any issue with that condition?
No.
And then he suggests some possible hours for the use of the audio equipment or amplified sound outdoors, that those be limited to midnight on Friday and Saturday and 10 p.m. on all other days.
That's fine.
Okay. And that the existing stage be located at least 10 feet from the southern property line.
Yeah, that's fine also.
Is it currently 10 feet?
Yes.
Okay. All right, great. I think that's all the questions I have now. Is there anything else you wanted to tell me before I give some of these other folks an opportunity to testify?
No, that's pretty much it. That's really the basis of it. That's pretty much, it's kind of simple. What I'm asking for is just getting it is the thing. Getting it approved is the thing. But what I'm asking for is kind of straightforward.
All right, thank you, Mr. Summers. I think I'll go and give Ms. Rivers. Ms. Rivers, is there anything you wanted to tell me about this project and why I should create it?
Sure. Again, my name is Jackie Rivers, and I've been employed at Elmore Street Cafe for almost 16 years. I can tell you that I believe that having a patio, a covering over our area will be great for our business, because when we have parties and events, people tend to have to run inside when it rains. And it's easier for us to house the people outside, especially, when we had this scare with COVID, it was a really big deal. And people like to be outside, just, when the weather is nice, even when the weather is cold. Rodney and the previous owner would rent a big tent in the wintertime and keep it up for 4 months, just so we can help, with the overflow of our customers. And even though people, it was cold, people still like to go outside. They like to be outside. So that will definitely help, with the business. And I've been a long-term resident myself of Thomasville.
Really?
There's not an issue. I would not be working there if there were issues. Again, as Rodney stated, we are a older crowd bar, old school, and we just want to work on new things and try to keep our customer base. And with the weather changing, it's the perfect opportunity to be talking about it.
Okay. Mr. Summers mentioned that the patio area has been there for 10 or so years.
12 years.
How long has the bar itself been around? Do you know that?
Oh, this bar has been here since in the 1930s. The bar itself, it has changed ownership a few times, but the bar itself has been there since the 1930s. And I know, of course, I work for Rodney now, but I know the previous owner and the owner before that. So I was frequently coming to this bar, 3 owners. So again, that just speaks on how, the community is and how well maintained the bar has been for the community.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Ms. Rivers?
No, that's it.
Okay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your testimony.
All right.
I'd like to give Mr. Kennedy.
If I can interrupt, is it okay if I excuse myself because I'm actually at work right now at my other job?
Absolutely, no problem.
I
I'll send you a copy of the decision.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
All right. Mr. Kennedy, Ms. Williams, anything you wanted to add?
Yes, my name is Tim Kennedy. I'm the former president of South Cumming Community Council. Been a resident here for 40 years, but lived here for 61 years. And I'm a pillar in the community, always doing things for the community. This bar has been here, like Ms. Rivers said, since the 1930s. And the previous owner, the first owner, was Mr. Benny that had the bar. And this bar has always been a pillar of our community. Always been good establishment and everything. And everybody really love it. They like to come out here. We're glad it was stayed a bar. I'm glad that Mr. Summers brought the bar and somebody didn't else get the bar and turn it into anything else, because it's been a eyesore and it's been a miss from our community. This bar has always been and always will be a main part of our community. And we think that the roof would be access to the building, access to the neighborhood. And not only that though, you know, everybody don't smoke and you can't smoke inside the building. So somewhere you need to go outside and smoke. And if it's raining, like Ms. Rivers said, they don't want to go out there because now they can't smoke. And you don't want to deprive the people of the privilege not to be able to smoke, because that's some people do. And so that the roof would be a great access to the building, to the community. And I think everybody would enjoy it.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. Appreciate your testimony. Ms. Williams?
Well, I pretty much agree with what Kennedy said and Ms. Rivers. So I don't want to be repetitive, but I agree with everything they said. As far as the roof, it'll be beneficial for his customers, like during the inclement weather, and just to be able to have the roof where people can have the decision to be able to go inside or outside and, be clear of, be protected from, the weather and being able to go out and smoke. So pretty much repeating what they said, I agree with everything they said. And I think it'll really, it's good for the bar. So.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. All right. I'm going to try to give, we had someone join midway through the hearing. I have someone under iPhone, Derek. Are you with us?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have the camera working on your phone?
It's not working at this particular point. I've been trying to get it going.
Okay. Would you like to provide some testimony here today in regards to this application?
Yes, I would. I'm the current president of the community council. Yes, the bar has been there for some decades, but it has evolved. Previously, I didn't realize they needed a permit, or if they didn't have one for the outdoor venue. It's kind of a nuisance when it goes past 10 o'clock at night with the noise. And I can't hear my TV sometime. And quite frankly, the community needs to move on away from community bars. To me, it's a nuisance. The people park, block driveways, leave garbage. But I'm not trying to get the guy closed down or anything. But if you guys grant this, the loud music got to stop by 10 o'clock at night.
Okay. Couple questions for you, but Derek, could you give me your last name?
Fagan, F-E-A-G-I-N.
Okay. And you said you were the current president of the South Carolina Community Council.
That's correct.
Got it. Okay. And I assume then you live near this bar.
Very close, yes.
Okay. And so you mentioned the music, and I think that that's something that the zoning department has recommended. And I believe Mr. Summers, maybe right before you came on, said that he would be willing to abide by certain hours for the music. I guess my question is the music the main nuisance that you're experiencing, or is it more than that? I mean, I know that people can get loud after a few drinks. Is it mainly the music that you have issue with?
Well, it's more than that I have issue with. Yes, I mean, the loud talking at 1 o'clock in the morning. There's been shooting. There's been fights. All kinds of things have happened around the bar. The parking situation around the intersection there at Borden and Elmore. They park to the end of the corner. They block the bus stops. But I'm not trying to get into that right now. I'm concerned about the noise at this point. And I think that 1 o'clock Saturday and Friday night is too late. People have to go to work around here. And you can hear, I can't hear my TV when they play the music.
Okay. If the music was restricted to 10 p.m. on Sunday through Thursday, and midnight on Friday and Saturday.
Uh,
Do you think that's reasonable?
I'd say 10 o'clock across the board. After 10 o'clock, they need to dial it back some because it's a neighborhood. I mean, this is not commercial zoning. People have to live their lives. I don't want to be up all night listening to music till 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock midnight.
Okay. All right. And there's been testimony that this patio has existed out here for roughly
Yes.
12 years. Is that
It was put in by a former owner, but the community didn't realize that he had the right to do that or play loud music throughout the neighborhood. I mean, this is a lower income neighborhood, and no one thinks about the zoning restrictions.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So in your opinion, has the music in the patio area been a nuisance for the entirety that it's been open for the last 12 years?
Yeah, it's been a nuisance, yeah, but no one complained. But there was an incident last summer, maybe summer before last, where they went to about 1 o'clock with the loud music, and it just got ridiculous down there. That's why for a 10 o'clock cutoff, if you do let the gentleman extend this business.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Anything else, Mr. Fagan, you'd like to offer?
Well, I wish the gentleman good luck in his business, but my opinion is the neighborhood really doesn't need a bar. We need a grocery store. Okay.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you very.
I appreciate you being here, and thank you again for your time and your testimony.
You're welcome.
All right, Mr. Summers, I'll give you an opportunity to respond in just a minute, but let me go ahead and go to Walt Moeller, the zoning plans examiner here, and see what testimony he'd like to offer in addition to the staff report.
Morning, David. Yeah, to kind of clarify that this isn't a hearing for putting a cover over the area there. That is what brought this to our attention. We did some research when we received the application for the awning and found out that this outdoor area had never been permitted, and it's not permitted in that area. It is a separate parcel in and of itself, so that's the reason for a use variance instead of a conditional use variance or extension thereof of a non-conforming use. So we do support the idea of communities that have the local bars and local markets that have been there since the 1900s. It is part of the community, as it's important and should be maintained. So we're not arguing that point right there. We did have some recommendations in there as far as the noise and the hours or restrictions. As you know, I've moved positions, and it's been a while since I've wrote a report such as this. One area that I did miss that I think we probably should add to the conditions is section 909-3, which applies to loud noises. You're familiar with that. We do that with a lot of these outdoor entertainments. So I would recommend that we add that as an additional condition, that they meet those requirements that are based in that section. And like I said, those are in a lot of our reports, so it should be something that you would be able to pull up and plug in there. And then one of the things I would bring to their attention is they mentioned that they put a big tent up there during the wintertime. They would have to apply for a permit for that. And it's only permitted for 6 months, so they would have to apply for that. Other than that, we are recommending approval with the conditions that we place on it, along with the additional condition of section 909-3.
Okay, thanks, Walt.
You're welcome.
Work on the staff report. Okay, Mr. Summers, did you want to respond to anything anyone has said so far?
Yes, I would just like to respond to pretty much saying that the shootings and because it was said like that stems from the bar. And if you was to ride around this neighborhood, which is like a not that expensive neighborhood, if you just happen to ride around here, you will see right on the side of the building. I don't know how would I describe it. It's just that's where the neighborhood guys hang, and it's low income housing. And I can't control that. But what I can control is, to a certain extent, is anything happening in Elmore Street Cafe. Now, a shooting that occurred, which did nobody get shot, that consisted of what's going on around the neighborhood, which been going on for 40, 50 years. And I do have a respectful relationship with them guys, but I cannot control what them guys do. And actually, Mr. Derek, you know, a couple of the guys that hang there hang on his porch also. So I don't understand why would it ever be brought up about what's going on at Elmore Street Cafe. So that's all I'm really, concerned about. The noise, I guess, I don't understand. Another thing is, how can it be anything when there's no complaint? Because sometimes, to be truthfully honest, people have blocked driveways and they have gotten tickets. So I've actually talked to police officers myself and apologized, try to make excuses or whatever, but they gave them tickets, which, I mean, those type of things happen downtown if it get too packed. So I don't, if it's a complaint, it's a complaint, and people get, fined for, disobeying the law. But I would like to state that to say that there's nothing abnormal going on with Elmore Street Cafe. And I just didn't feel like bringing up a shooting that occurred. I mean, no one getting shot that occurred with what's going on.
Was there a shooting inside the bar?
No. Far from that. It ain't. We don't even get
directly outside the bar.
Not directly outside the bar, just around this area. Not in the bar, not outside the bar. It wasn't even the people that frequent the bar. Like, people that frequent the bar is 40, 50 and up. The people that were shooting was, teeny boppers, 21, youngsters. But if you ride past the bar, even today, if you just get on lunch, just ride past, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, I'm protecting what's going on inside Elmore Street Cafe and the customers. And I just didn't feel that was necessary to really say when the liquor license and the people at Elmore Street Cafe don't have complaints on the bar. And some of the people that you may see if you ride around here on your lunch break hangs on his porch. And that's pretty much it. I'm just, making a rebuttal because I'm, more concerned about Elmore Street Cafe.
All right. Well, Mr. Summers, anything else you want to mention before we adjourn here today?
No, I think you say one, say it to Joe?
Well, I want to say just one thing. Tim Kennedy, and I own a house at 3755 Borden. It was a shooting right in front of my house. It had nothing to do with the bar. About 5, 6 years ago, someone else got shot down by the church that had nothing to do with the bar. This neighborhood has always been a neighborhood, full of crime and drugs and everything like that, but it had nothing to do with the bar. And then you cannot control people's actions. If somebody want to park in front of your driveway, it's not the bar owner's fault. It's the person that's driving that car's fault. So there's nothing that this bar owner is doing that's causing the problem that Mr. Fagan is saying, because Mr. Summers did not own the people, tell them where to park at. And then if everybody talking loud, you can't control nobody from coming outside the bar and start raising their voices. He have no control over people that's talking outside the bar. Once the bar closed, they can go outside and stand in the middle of the street and start fighting. That ain't his problem. And Mr. Fagan suggested that, the bar owner is causing these problems. It's not a nuisance to the community at all. If it was, then we all would be complaining.
Okay. You said yours?
Go ahead, Mr. Fagan.
These gentlemen do not hang on my porch. They have blood relatives that are with my next door neighbor. They're on her porch. Okay. I did not disparage your bar because of the liquor license or anything like that. When you came up for renewal, I said, okay. I'm talking about the loud music. I don't want it to go past 10 o'clock at night. Now, the other things we deal with, those gentlemen do not live in the neighborhood. They hang around your bar. That's a police matter for the community and I guess you as well as me to help eradicate that problem. We took care of the food truck that was around your bar, correct?
Yes, with the help of me.
With the help of you, with the help Officer UTEC. They haven't been back. Well, thank you very much. I'm not trying to get you to lose your liquor license or your business. I just want the music curtailed because I think people are doing other things in their house. Sometimes your music is nice, but I don't need to hear it till 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm just asking to dial back their music after 10 o'clock.
Okay. Thanks again, Mr. Fagan. Let's leave it at that. I think I have a good sense of just the conditions in the situation. So let me say this, just to reiterate, this again is not whether to keep the bar open or not keep the bar open. The bar is going to stay open, and how Mr. Summers manages that is sort of his and the community's concerns. I will say that the patio, the patio is why we're here today. I am inclined, Mr. Summers, to approve the application to keep the patio open, and of course allow the roof as well. But I do think that even before hearing from Mr. Fagan, I think it's fairly obvious to anyone that there could be some adverse impacts from having that patio and having loud music in a neighborhood. And so what I'd like to do is just take a week or so to look at what conditions are appropriate to try to just limit any of those adverse impacts on the surrounding neighbors. We've talked about a few today already with the restriction on music after certain hours. And so I'd like to just take a look at that, see what's appropriate. Zoning code encourages me to do site visits, to drive through the neighborhood and just get an idea of it on the street level. So I may do that as well. So yeah, that's sort of where I'm at right now. I need to make an official decision in writing that lays all this out explicitly. And so that's what I'll be working on these next couple of weeks. As soon as I finish that, what I typically do is I put it into a PDF and I email it to everybody who's in the hearing here today. So Mr. Summers, I'm assuming we have your email from your original application. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Fagan, did you get an email from us to join this Zoom? There. Okay. I'm assuming he did if he got into the hearing, but we also posted publicly as well. So anyways, Mr. Summers, do you have any questions about any of that? I think that this is a reasonable request from you, but I would like to put just some parameters around the music in particular to give some residents a little bit of peace of mind.
That's fine.
Okay.
I don't have anything else to say.
Okay, great.
I did receive an email.
I'm sorry, Mr. Fagan.
I did receive an email for the Zoom link up.
Okay, great. So I will have that decision completed in a couple weeks. I will email it to you, Mr. Fagan, as well as Mr. Summers, so that you all have a copy of it and you can see exactly what the restrictions are on the music.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
No problem. Okay, guys. Thank you all for your time and testimony. Have a great day. We are adjourned.